as seen in that agreement. But we saw a counter statement, or not necessarily a counter statement, but something conflicting. David Briggs' statement, where he mentioned and said, "Oh no, there was some kind of cajoling, there was some kind of persuasion. You can call it a subtle threat. I mean, those words he used the word subtle." And David Briggs said, "It is more than meets the eye." And I remember we said, "Oh, who do we listen to?" But the day before, we talked about how the Rivers elders were not satisfied with the agreement, saying that Rivers people will not agree to such an agreement. That the governor is holding the mandate of the people and therefore is working for the people, and they will therefore not accept the agreement or the accord as signed by the governor and the former governor. And of course, we had a guest on the show that day, and she said that there were certain things, for instance, on that document that really ran contrary to the laws and the belief systems of, the Rivers people right now. And a lot of you have called in on radio shows and TV shows. I see some of you on social media ranting, venting, saying, "Oh, the governor should have done this, the governor should have done that." There's one guy who said he's going to withdraw his support for the governor because of what the governor did. However, I've always asked this question ever since I saw that document on Monday. If you were in the governor's shoes, would you act rashly, or would you want to play politics? Because this is politics. And do you think that just maybe the odds are not necessarily in favor of the governor, and that's why he is, in the words of the former governor, is melembe. However, today, I want us to look at it from a totally different angle, because according to reports, as you must have heard or must have seen, the videos or the articles, lots of people gathered on the streets, marched their way to the government house in Port Harcourt Township, rejecting, some of them said that they are rejecting the agreement. Young people, students, basically let's leave it at the youth. And I read some of the articles for you and play some of the sound bites for you as well, so you can hear what they had to say. NLC, TUC also were on the streets, and they were singing in solidarity with the governor. And someone mentioned, the 100,000 naira bonus is enough to bring him on the street and push his support for the governor. And this is not the first march. We've seen several marches. The one led by Abiante and Boma Goodhead. We've seen marches generally. Remember the impeachment story, and it looks like Rivers people are trying to say a thing. But then the question that I've always asked this week still remains: what would you have the governor do? And then maybe that should have even been my heading. What would you have the governor do? I mean, we've had different stories. I started by telling you about the Commissioner for Information, Joe Johnson, and David Briggs, a former Commissioner for Works and an elder statesman, telling their own versions of the, happenings at the time the accord was signed. But you and I were not there. You and I can only go with the stories. And, whichever one suits your bias or your conspiracy theory, that's the one you would take hook, line, and sinker. Right? However, that question still remains unanswered. What would you have the governor do? It's, in my opinion, a very tight political situation. Yes, we have the people now coming out to say, we are backing the governor. But what about the other set of people who also are saying we would not back the governor? So the governor has to be careful, right? What if the number who are not backing him are more? So the governor has to be careful. And that's why I said politics, right? Plain politics, and not necessarily just running or rushing your decisions. If you were to have an opportunity to advise the governor on how to make this work, let's say he's listening, let's say he's in the studio, let's say where he is, he has his radio on, what would you have the governor do in this situation? And I'll tell you why I'm asking this question. Let's read some few articles from our in-house bulletin, and then you'll get the picture I'm trying to paint on the show this afternoon. So, the chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Chijioke Iwunwo, is warning against any attempt by Governor Siminalayi Fubara to recall any of the commissioners who resigned voluntarily. Addressing a crowd of youths who joined the Solidarity March of Organized Labour, Mr. Iwunwo said the youths will also not accept the directive to the governor to represent or to represent the 2024 budget already signed into law. So the youths are also rejecting, and they're saying, the governor may be our own person, but we no go agree this one. If the governor tries it, we'll resist him. So he brings forth the question, what would you have the governor do? Remember, the chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Chijioke Iwunwo, was amongst those people who were arrested, amongst the hundreds of people who were arrested during the impeachment saga, when this whole drama started and they went to Martin Amewule's gate and they were trying to gain entrance forcefully. Remember, even we had stories of someone dying. These youths were part of all of that process, standing by the governor all through the drama. And they're saying now that they want to keep the fight going. They want to take control of the political structure in Rivers State. And I'm asking, you're asking a lot from the governor, and what would you have the governor do? Right? That's the question. And it's a conversation for development, trust me. Remember, the governor is representing you over there, and if he's listening or he has his people listening, they will take it up to him, and he would know what the people are really feeling when it comes to this very political impasse that we have in Rivers State. Yeah, because it's causing some kind of conundrum for those in government. But also speaking, okay, I was supposed to play you the soundbite of Chijioke, right? So let's take a listen. Where is the soundbite now?
The youth and the voters in Rivers State voted for him. Nobody, no one.
Meant any of those agreements, but also speaking, one of the participants in the Solidarity March said the youths reject the resolution signed at the presidential villa because it failed to capture the interest of Rivers people.
A critical analysis of the purported resolution revealed that at no point is the interest of the river people mentioned or even accommodated. Rather, the ill-fated resolution depicts the abusive share of power for obvious political gain of Mr. President and his FCT minister. We call on the international community, Nigeria at home and in diaspora, to be aware of this sinister flaw by the FCT minister, Barrister Nyesom Wike, and his crony, Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Badamila, against Rivers State and her people.
So the youths have spoken. The elders spoke not too long ago. Even Sule Lamido, had a go at the PDP National Working Committee, and he said, hey, I'm wondering what my party is doing. I mean, why is it that you have been docile in handling the matter in Rivers State? You had to wait for the president, who is the number one opponent of the party, to solve a party affairs matter. And of course, the PDP has responded to that, but I just had to put that in reference so that you get, the gist that I'm trying to have on the show today. And you also know that members of NLC and TUC marched in solidarity for Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara today. Now, also included in the march were students, youth, civil society organizations, labor unions, and members of the Hausa community in the state. They marched from D-Line and gathered in front of the government house in Port Harcourt. Addressing the crowd, State NLC Chairman Alex Agwanwo said his TUC counterpart Ikechukwu Onyefuru said the solidarity rally is to appreciate the state governor for the promotion of civil servants and pledge their support to the current administration. Responding, the head of service George Nweke said the Christmas bonus given to civil servants by Governor Fubara is unprecedented and deserves commendation. So workers in support, CSOs are in support, according to the report. I'm not the one saying it. What other body was mentioned? Students are in support, and of course you heard the youth saying they will occupy government house. So my question still stands. What would you have the governor do in this tight situation? And like I've been trying to argue with most of the listeners for the past few days, about 3 days now. Now, a political resolution is what has been brought to the front burner, right? Is what has been brought to the fore, a political solution. And in that political solution, he's saying, hey, we are all political friends. Yes, we have had a fight, but let's all shake hands and let's go back to the status quo. Let's go back to how it was in the beginning. And the governor said, okay, you know what? I want peace. I'm a man of peace. I'm not into all of this politic. And remember, you also mentioned that yesterday, that he will do everything to defend the interest of Rivers people, to defend Rivers people and give them good governance. That is his priority. That is why he agreed to be governor of Rivers State. And he's not here to fight anybody. He's not here to, he just wants peace. And so what would you have him do if that is his nature, and he wants to give you the dividends of democracy? He wants to give you the basic necessities that his governance can give to you. I'm wondering, should that not be the focus? I'm just asking a question. I'm not arguing or putting ideas in your head. I'm just asking a question so I can learn as well. What would you have him do? I mean, has he the wrong priority in your opinion, that he wants you to have the basic amenities, he wants you to have development? Is that the wrong priority? Do you think he should now start politicking instead of focusing on governance? I'm just asking, given that he has come out through his commissioner to say that he will implement the 8-point agenda. Or is it a 7-point now? Because one is for the 27 defecting or embattled lawmakers. 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Now, so that I don't sound like, a one-party. How do I put it now? I don't sound like I'm on one side, like some of you have accused the document, the accord. And so I'm going to also throw the question, what would you have the president do? If you were in the shoes of the president, let's assume the president, is the one that has brokered the current peace that we have, or that is said to be there, that is reported to be there. What would you have the president do? Rivers State is very instrumental to the economy of Nigeria, because it is one of the heavy producers of crude oil. One of the heavy producers, top there. I think Delta's one. I know it's between Delta, Akwa Ibom, and Rivers State, top 3, right? And any disruption, any economic disruption in Rivers State will affect and worsen the economic situation in Nigeria. Peace. Because if the governor decides to continue to tear shirts, the FCT minister decides to continue to tear shirts, like we say in our parlance, then there will be no peace in River State, and we will continue. And we've seen it in the past. We've seen how they play politics in River State, and it can drag on for 2 years, 3 years. We saw it in 2012, 2011, 2012. It dragged on till 2015. We saw it in 2017 when the APC were dragging, what's the name again? I can't remember. Where they will say one Mr. and 27 others. There's a commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk some more. Do stay tuned. 29 minutes to the top of the hour. You're listening indeed to Hard Facts 92.3 Nigeria Info, and I'm yours truly, Kala Dakuru Batubo. So, I mean, it's like an opinion poll today. It's the Friday edition of the show. So let's see. Given once again the amount of news out there trending, the current affairs out there, let's make it like an opinion poll on the show today, or let's do an opinion poll. And I'm asking the question: what would you have the governor do? And I'm also throwing the question, what would you have the president do? And I was, saying before I went for that commercial break that the president is also, maybe like the governor. I'm not speaking on his behalf. I'm not speaking on any of their behalf. I'm just going with the reports and statements that they have made in recent times. I mean, with the current economic situation in Nigeria, I do believe that the president is running and looking for ways to make the economy stable. He is trying to stabilize the economy. And having another economic disruption in River State, I don't think that's something he wants. So what will you have the president do? I no go agree. That's how trouble starts. All right, that being said, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416. Your thoughts, your analysis. That's what I like to hear on the show. And remember, it's a conversation for development. So let's try as much as possible to reduce the sentiments and let look at things from from an angle of solution, from an angle of we want development, like I would always say. I've got Clinton from Bori. Clinton, welcome. What is on your mind? I like to hear.
Kalada, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yeah, first thing I want to establish here is that no resolution is stronger than the resolution of the people.
Okay.
So the governor at that moment acted rightly. So I felt he was intimidated by the president.
Okay.
So he had to respectfully sign that document. But his people that he represents, because he is subject to the people, and Rivers people have vehemently rejected that resolution because it does not in any way reflect their interest.
Okay.
As you saw from the protest today, all the bridges were there. The TUC and LSC were there in solidarity. So I think that, like I said, and the people have stood by their governor and say, even the governor likes this tribe, but the people say, we are not accepting it.
Clinton, now let me come in. Number one, the commissioner said he was not intimidated. He was not, he did not sign from any point of weakness. He did it for the interest of Rivers people. Remember that statement. And then also, sometimes the voice of the people can be confusing, right? For instance, once upon a time, there was going to be the removal of subsidy, I think the Good Luck era, and the people came out in one voice and said, no, we don't want you to remove subsidy. And look at where we are now. The country, went down. You could also think about it from the angle where even in the religious books, the voice of the people said they wanted a king, and they got King Saul. So your thoughts now?
So what I'm saying here, we've looked at these resolutions, and we are seeing that the resolution does not in any way protect the governor.
Okay.
And the governor was elected to represent Rivers people. So Rivers people have seen that this resolution is not in our favor.
Okay.
And that is why you're seeing that protest.
Okay. All right.
Probably the governor signed it. Yes, he has signed it, but he is there to represent us. And we are saying, we voted for him, and we are saying that we are not okay with that resolution. All so right. He can actually renege on that resolution.
All right. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Do you agree with Clinton there? Ida from Inkoro, let's get your thoughts on this.
Yes, I agree with Clinton, my brother. I was there live and direct. Yes.
Okay.
I believe I know that the governor signed that paper, but is not going to implement it.
Okay.
Canada, if you come to that government house today, you see crowds, youth. Canada, their motor cannot move. The throw stone, you won't see the stone. Rivers will come out. Tell the governor not to implement it. Yes, he will not implement it. Because somebody who voluntarily resign, he cannot go and bring back that person.
All right.
Sign a budget, pass a budget. You go and return it. They have to attend people who left their seat. Nobody pursue them. They say they want to go to other party. He said they should recall them back. It has never happened before. It's not inside constitution or anything. Canada, if I stay for in a house, I stay for a house. Landlord say, I tell landlord I don't want to stay again. Landlord balance my part of my money. Landlord balance part of my money. Now I'll come back again. Landlord after landlord have collected.
But you see, the landlord can decide.
Landlord will take it as a fool now.
Okay.
So the rivers will have come out.
All right.
The governor should please don't implement it.
All right. Thank you, Ida. But now Ida said they can't come back. Talking about the commissioners who resign. Maybe they don't even want to come back. I don't know if you've thought about it from that angle. But let's say they decide to come back and the governor accepts them. Is it wrong? I'm asking. I'm wondering. oh my, I missed that one. Nekabari from Thai. Nekabari, welcome. What is on your mind? Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah.
Answer to your question is that both the president and the governor,
yeah,
they did what they should have done at that moment.
Okay.
To please a crying baby.
Okay.
But this document cannot be taken to court.
Of course.
As far as it cannot be taken to court, it cannot stand. So they just please the former ex-governor at that moment to calm him down. There is nothing.
Okay. All right. There's nothing you say. Thank you very much. I've got Susie from Erema. Susie, welcome. What is on your mind?
Canada, good afternoon.
Yeah, I agree with you. Good afternoon.
Canada,
Susie, I can't hear you.
Okay. If I come to your radio station and destroy one of the mics, and you choose not to take me to anywhere, not even to arrest me, how would any other person, the organizer, arrest your street there to prosecute the matter? The Constitution is lifeless without being activated by a principal claimant.
All right.
Now, the matter that we are talking about here, the reason for obtaining this full resolution by Kenneth Thomas and Phil Kalman for just compromise. And this goes to show the position of the Commissioner for Communication, who is statutorily bound to speak for the government of River State.
Okay.
Not this ever.
Now, Susie, can I ask you a question? I am listening to you, but can I ask you a question? Okay. I like the path that you've approached this conversation from, but like so many other people have called in to say, the governor is representing the people, and the people are saying that is not how you should represent us. Don't go signing that kind of agreement. We don't like it. Yes, it may concern you, but it concerns us by proxy.
This of government, the social contract. In the annals of the social contract, we all gathered and checked our powers and strengths and weaknesses to one person, to one people.
Okay.
And their decisions over time are not always palatable.
Okay.
But what we are doing now, as far as this matter is concerned, matters can go to court. There are local classicals in cases in court, as well as Supreme Court and all of that. The moment you come to have, that is why we have a matter, what is called outdoor case settlement.
Yeah.
Not that cases that are settled out of the court does not have constitutional requirements or does not have any implication. For parties to now decide to withdraw the matter, suspending the strength of the Constitution by the agreement of the parties. And that is what the governor and other people have done. So Joe Johnson has said, this man did not sign this agreement based on compulsion or being a coward.
Okay.
It is because it must have to reign in the state.
All right.
That is what, there's something like a gunpoint disease. So anybody who is going on radio or shouting against Wiki and all of that, insulting Wiki because people are seeing him on a very bad person illusion. And I see that people who are even talking, thinking that they are supporting the governor. Even those who protested today, but some people have respect for the governor. If they have respect for the governor, they couldn't have done what they did today.
All right. Susie, I've got to go. Thank you very much. But do you agree with Susie? He says that if you have respect for the governor like you say you do, then you would have to pay respect to his wishes. Thompson from Ngbaraja, I'm sorry. I've got Bright from Uniport now. Bright, welcome. What's on your mind? Tell me.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon to you, Bright. Welcome.
Yeah, you are asking what would we have the president or the governor do?
Yeah, what will you have any of them do?
In this case, if the president do not have the same mindset with his minister, that force the minister to concentrate with the FCT and leave the reverse people, you understand? So if I were to be in his shoes, I would do the same thing. Leave these people, let them concentrate. The governor was voted for, and we like our choice.
So let me ask you. Let's play politics now, Bright. So the president calls the minister and says, "Hey, guy, concentrate on your work." And he says, "Oga no be me, Oga no be me, my hands no day." Does that solve the problem?
That doesn't even solve the problem because we know where the problem is coming from.
Oh, okay.
See, sir, you must climb a ladder. Good. But a good ladder will not tie you down to the ladder.
True.
Instead, it will allow you climb and allow you to go.
All right.
You can take care of the ladder once in a while. Any ladder that holds your leg is not a good ladder. And as a matter of fact, he knows his cabinet. He knows the people that can oppose him when they get there. He knows the people that will still maintain loyalty till the end. That is the reason why we brought present governor for us. And we like the man. You understand, he's a good heart to solve the vast problem. But let that ladder allow the so that the legs can go and do other work.
Okay, so you would have the camp of the president allow the ladder to go so that the ladder or the
both of them should allow the ladder to go.
All right then. All right, Bright, thank you. Bright is calling from Uniport, but I've got Jeffrey who's from Elenlewo. Jeffrey, welcome. What is on your mind, please?
Yeah, Mr. Kalada, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Concerning the demonstration by the youths in the state today morning. On that agreement, did you see any date signed? I don't know if it is a fake one circulating. I have looked at it properly. Nobody wrote any date, even those who signed. And the handwriting of the names is one handwriting, apart from the signatures. Did you see any date on it? I want to know.
So I'm not here to do a forensic audit on whether the agreement or the document Jeffrey, I'm going somewhere. I'm not. Jeffrey, wait. So this. I listen to everything you want to mention now, but I'm not here to argue on whether there is an authentic or a fake document. The Commissioner for Information, a part of the government, has spoken, and he said there is an agreement, and that's what we're going with on the show this afternoon. There is an agreement.
Okay. It's an insider. Did you listen to the Commissioner of Youth, Dr. Chisom Bali, or something?
Yes. What did he say? Yeah, what did he say?
If you listen to him, you will know that he is an insider too.
Okay.
He said they are the successors to the former leaders, and they have come to stay. That the position of the ex-governor should be advisory. So it's obvious that he has said that they are not implementing on our rise this morning.
But you see, he's not the spokesperson of the government. He's a commissioner for youths. Now, I'm not arguing about whether it's an insider or not. Like I would always say, when you say commissioner for information, that is the government agency or the government institution for disseminating information from the government. He's commissioner for youths, not commissioner for information.
He's a commissioner of youth, and he's a commissioner as well.
Oh my, okay. So I'm guessing this argument will not end. So your point is
no. So it's obvious that the governor will not, and the state, the masses are behind it, telling him that no.
Okay.
You cannot sign a document to kill yourself. It's not possible.
Okay.
And you implement it.
Okay. All right.
The truth is that the ex-governor has hit the wall and is trying a way. It's just like when you drive to a corner and maybe there's no road again, you find a way to revive and get a straight road. That is what the ex-governor is doing.
Okay.
And it's not compulsory. It's just a resolution.
Okay.
It's not compulsory that he will implement. It's not at all.
All right, Jeffrey, I've got to
binding.
I've got to go, and yet again, maybe we're missing the point. I'm not here to talk about whether the document is authentic or it's binding or is legal. I'm saying, okay, all of these things have happened. Now, people have cried to the left, people have cried to the right, and I'm asking, what would you have the governor do? Right? He has said it is for the sake of peace, but people are saying, no, we no go agree, governor, you must fight. And I'm now asking, what would you have the governor? And there's someone say, oh, the president is choking. Okay, a lot of pigeon on my show today, so I'm going to step back a little bit. But some people say, oh, the president is cajoling. And I'm also throwing that question, what would you have the president do in this situation? And we're sampling thoughts, we're sampling your ideas, your opinions on the show. So if they are listening, they get to know how the people think and the people feel. And my job here is to throw questions at you, contrary questions to how you're thinking. So if you're for, I can be against. If you're against, I can be for. So that's how the show is going today. I've got Victor from Elikaya. Victor, welcome. What is on your mind, please? Yeah, welcome.
Canada, you were here when people were clamoring. These same people today that are saying the governor should not accept. They clamor that the president should step in. President was stepping in. Now the president stepped in. The whole of the actors came together. And they have signed this agreement.
Please. Victor, turn off your radio. Victor, turn off your radio, please. It's noisy.
Yeah. Are you okay, man?
Just turn it off. You don't have to hear yourself. Turn it off, please.
Yes. Are you okay, man?
Oh my, I can still hear the squeaky sound. Can you turn it off?
So, the governor did not come to tell us that he didn't sign. The governor himself said, I signed this agreement.
The governor did not say it himself. It's commissioner. Okay.
The House of Assembly has done their first part of their agreement. The governor has also withdrawn most of his cases. And they have all agreed. The same people who said president should take over, president should step in, they are now the same people who are saying, we no go gree, we no go gree, we no go gree. I mean, it's very difficult to lead people. Right. My take is this. The governor should simply move on with his governance and ignore these people.
Okay.
The governor should move on with implementing and govern River State, because when we voted the governor for what to govern us, we didn't vote him to start dragging political structure, fighting political wars.
Okay.
And this tenure is just for 4 years. If the governor spends 1 year, 2 years fighting structure and trying to get structure, political structure, he will not be able to do anything in River State. And don't forget, every governor that comes wants to run a second term. What will he present to River people? So my take is that the governor should ignore all these people who are coming on radio, on TV, shouting. You cannot cry more than the bereaved. He has said, I am committed to peace. And he's moving on with it.
All right, Victor.
So I think he should just forget these people, stick to that agreement, walk to govern River State, and I think that's the best option.
All right, Victor, thank you very much. Do you agree with Victor? But I've got another Victor. Another Victor was calling from Port Harcourt. But let's look at what we have on WhatsApp. Canada, do you remember the biblical story of Rehoboam and Jeroboam? The governor is at will to follow what he likes. Mr. True Talk? I don't know. Let's see. This one says, good evening, Canada. I want to tell you to quote me later that the accord between the former governor and Governor Sim Fubara wouldn't hold water because the resolution seems one-sided and pro-Sim supporters wouldn't accept the outcome of that resolution. Let's be patient to hear the governor tell Rivers people that he signed the accord under duress. Festus from Alaska. Okay, we're waiting. Like you said, we should. But there is another message, and it says the sycophantic display of some groups and individuals as it regards to the political crisis in the state should cease. The governor has decided to choose the path of peace, so people should allow us have some level of peace in this state. Comrade Rotimi E. Martins, Igboshimini community. Okay, all right. Sim should listen to Rivers people and not to anyone else, not even to himself. Sonny Choba. Sonny from Choba. Okay, interesting. This one says the game plan for 2027 and 2031 by APC. You can document this. The former governor, he was in PDP and he was able to deliver Rivers votes to APC. When you say he was, has he left the PDP? I'm not aware of that. There is no formal statement to that effect. But then you said he was made FCT minister. Thank you, number one. Then you said number two, promised the FCT minister if he can work to make Rivers APC state vice president for you by the end of the current president. You can see the drama playing. The only person in the Rivers state government is apparently only the governor. Going by the 8-point agreement, they have weakened the governor because Supreme Court is yet to determine the elections matter in Rivers State. Rivers State people should wake up. Your resources that are supposed to be used for development are gone, so he says. All right. Text from Oyibo says, good afternoon, Mr. Kalada. I think Governor Sim Fubara should hold a media briefing and interact with journalists where you guys, that's media men, would ask him what he would normally not want to discuss. That would avail him ample opportunity to delve into more aspects of this crisis, just like Wike does from time to time, selling his own narrative. And then you said, I think it is a disservice to call that presidential instruction an accord they never discussed. If they did, instruction 8 cancelled the dissolution of LJA chairman wouldn't be on the list, or did Governor Sim sack LJA chairman at any point of the crisis? Well, what if he had the plans to? Remember, we had, we had the rumors, right? But you went ahead to say that someone signed the paper doesn't mean an agreement was reached. Anyone conversant with the political happenings in the state could deduce from the identities of the signatories of the paper that it was one-sided set of instructions. How come so? All right, maybe because they were not holding any particular position. I do not know. I was not there. I cannot tell. But we've got a commercial break. We would have to pause. I have so many calls coming in. I have so many messages to read. But we would have to take a break, go for a commercial, come back, read the news update, and then we switch conversation. But open season, I promise you, immediately after the news, maybe 10-15 minutes after 6, you and I will delve into this matter all over again. So do stay tuned to 92.3 Nigeria Info.